Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Tatiana and I am the owner of the Stationary Muse stationery shop as well as a blogger here on my personal channel, Tatiana Muse. So thank you so much for joining me. If you want to see more videos like the one that we're getting ready to get into, definitely hit the subscribe button and let's go ahead and get started. So today's video is going to be all about getting ready for 2018, and this is actually going to be video 1 of a 3-part series. So I decided to do it in 3 parts because I just feel like planning and goal setting has a ton of different steps, and I really didn't want to try to fit it all into one video and have it all over the place, so I figured I'm going to just break it up. So today's video is all about the tools that you need to get started and get organized for 2018. So I broke it up into 3 categories because I figured all of us can kind of relate to personal, work, and business. If you have a business like mine, the last category will definitely be very helpful for you as far as the tools and things that I've been using for my business over the last year or so, and the ones that I'll be carrying over into 2018. So let's go ahead and get started with personal. As far as personal stuff is concerned, I really consider that to be kind of your finances. If you have kids, their schedules and everything, if you have any doctor's appointments and things coming up, anything that has to do with your personal life in your household is kind of what I'm talking about for this situation. So for me and my husband, we're actually kind of doing this new 2018 budget that we're going to be implementing for the year to pay off some of our debts and try to get in a better position so that eventually we can purchase a home. So that's one of the big things that we're going to be working on, and I wanted to make sure that we had a place where we could organize that. And so if you're like me and you kind of like a little bit of digital and you like a little bit of some paper type of products as well, then this kind of method will definitely be for you. Basically, one of the tools that I decided to get was this really big calendar. So super duper big, and I don't even know if it fits all the way in the frame, but it's a calendar. I think I got this from Target and it was maybe like 10 bucks, but it's really nice. I have it up on the wall near our kitchen, and on the calendar it literally shows what bills are due for the month. It also shows some events and things as well. So like if there's birthdays coming up, if somebody's off from work, if there's any trips or vacations, doctor's appointments, I put it all on this calendar, so then that way we always know what's going on with one another, and it's really easy to just kind of have everything in one place, and then from there you can figure out what you want to do with the information. So I would definitely suggest something like this, especially if you do have other people in your household, just because it's a nice place for everybody to reference what's going on in everybody's lives. It's almost like everybody in one spot where you can view what's happening. You can color code it, you can get really fun with it and everything like that. And then what I also like to do is I put all my personal stuff in a spreadsheet as well for our budget. So we'll do that probably in a separate video just to kind of show how the budget works and how it's going and everything. But basically I use a spreadsheet on Google Drive, and that's kind of how I keep us organized from month to month for our bills, our debt payoff, our savings, all of that fun stuff. Not really. And then I also use a A5 binder. And so if you follow me on Instagram or if you're familiar with the Stationary Muse shop, then you probably know what I'm talking about, but I'll show you guys mine. So this is actually my A5 binder that I use, and this is kind of a fun way for me to keep up with what's going on. If you're interested in watching like a planner, plan with me or anything, definitely check out my other channel. I do plan with me most weeks on there. But yeah, this is just a fun way to keep up. But basically the nice thing about these planners is that you can go ahead and you can put in everything that you have coming up, and you can organize them however you want to. So when you have an A5 binder, and I'll do a little bit of an up close flip through with this, but with that you can have a monthly view, you can have a weekly view, you can do daily if you want it, you can do vertical weekly, you can do horizontal weekly. You kind of get to almost build the planner the way that works for you versus one that you might buy in a store that's already pre-made. So it just kind of depends on what your preference is and what you like to do as far as how you plan. But I definitely do like having a paper planner where I can write everything down, and it works in conjunction with the calendar I showed you guys and also my calendar on my phone. I use Google Calendar, by the way. I would just say that that's one of the biggest things when you're organizing your personal life. You kind of have to figure out what works best for you, and if you do have other people in your household, like I mentioned, how it works for everyone. So I think that I definitely always need something to keep me accountable and to keep me remembering everything going on. So I have my planner, but then I also want to make sure that I can keep my husband in the loop of what's happening as well. So, you know, if you're living with a significant other, or if you do have children or friends, roommates, whatever the case is. It's just nice to have something where everybody can kind of know what's going on and you can easily reference it. So think about how you can come up with the most easiest way for you to reference some stuff, and maybe go out and purchase one of these calendars. I'm telling you guys, this is a really, really good idea. So try that out. So moving on to work. Right now, for my job, I'm a social media manager and I do graphic design and just kind of a lot of different things. I have my hands in a lot of different things at work. Literally from one day to the next, there's always constant little tasks being thrown at me, and I want to make sure that I stay on top of everything, that I'm able to perform the best way I can, and I think all of us want to do that at work. So one thing I recommend is just trying to figure out a way that works for your team. So my team at work, we use Asana, which is an application provided, I know you can use it like in Google Chrome and things like that, but it's basically asana.com. And it's a really nice little team type of program where you can get on there, you can track all of your tasks, you can see what everyone else is working on, and then you can do group projects on there as well, and then kind of break out tasks as well. So that's something that we kind of use as a task manager at work to just keep everybody on the same page. And then for me personally, I like to write stuff down. I'm a big to-do list girl, so I always like to just, anytime I sit down, especially at the beginning of the week, I write down what I have to do for that week, and then of course I can add to it. But I actually wanted to get a little bit more organized for this new year coming up, and so I actually picked up a planner from Target. It's this really, really cute May Designs planner. It's got the 2018 print on the front, and it's in this really pretty charcoal matte cover with the rose gold accents, which is pretty much amazing. At work, all of my stuff is kind of like rose gold and gray and black, which really wasn't intentional, but I tend to match things a lot. But this is a weekly planner. You get kind of like your regular monthly overview, and then you also get a little breakout area for each week where you can write in your to-dos, your call and emails that you have coming up, your errands and stuff, and you can switch that if you don't like have to go anywhere for your job. Like I'm basically on the computer, and I'm usually just pretty much at the computer today and at my desk. So I really don't have errands for work. So I might actually change that section out to something else, and then a note section. And then on the other side, you actually have your whole Monday through Sunday kind of schedule, so you can write down all of your to-dos and everything. And what's nice about this is that you can have everything in one place. It's a reference, so as you go through the year, you can always go back and see different things that happened and different things that you did, and it's just kind of nice. You don't have to really go searching through your phone or anything. Again, like I said, I'm a paper planner person, so this kind of stuff works for me to be able to write things down. I find that when I write things down, I tend to remember things better, and I think that that's one thing that I would suggest. If you find yourself kind of all over the place at work, or if you feel like it's hard to keep up with what's going on, I would highly recommend getting either a paper planner, or at least try the to-do list system where you're just kind of writing everything down, and as the week goes on, you're crossing your stuff off just to see what works best for you. And of course, you can always use Google Calendar or iCal, or if you have Outlook, you can use the calendar for that. Whatever the case is, figure out what works best for you and get organized with it, because work, you gotta bring that money in, y'all, so you gotta be able to stay organized. Just try out some different things, and that's what this is all about, finding the best system for you. Sometimes you have to play around with some different things. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the term planner piece, but basically it just means finding something that really works for you. It fits your lifestyle, it just gels with you the way that you want it to work. You are mostly digital, do digital. If you like to write things down, try out some different planners and see what works for you. But I definitely think that it will be a huge, huge help for you to try out some different things to see what's the best system. Okay, and then the last thing is business, which is my favorite thing to talk about because I absolutely love my business. But if you guys don't know, I run a business. It's called the Stationary Muse, and I do that pretty much when I'm not doing my full-time job. That's kind of my next thing that I'm doing, and I need to stay organized with that. I'm always coming out with new products and trying to figure out sales and just different things that I want to do throughout the year. So I've had to come up with some systems at work. Now, mainly for my business, I pretty much stay digital, and the reason for that is because I do a lot of designing and things online for my business, and my shop is online. This kind of helps when I just have everything already ready to go. I use Google Drive religiously, and I use the Google Calendar as well, just as kind of my calendar that I have synced up with my phone. And I also use a really, really nice app that I just started using maybe about a month ago, and I'll definitely be carrying it into the new year. And the app is called Any.do. You can kind of break it up into different categories. You can have all of your lists and stuff, and then from there you can have your business or whatever the case is, and you can have all of your to-dos. And so then on there you can put in what you have coming up for today, tomorrow, upcoming, which might be later on in the week, and then someday. And someday can be out there like months from now, years from now, whatever the case is. And it's a very minimalist type of app, but I like it because it's to the point. It just shows you what you need to do, when it needs to be done, and it's just very simple to use. So I would definitely recommend trying out some different productivity apps if you think that this might be something you're interested in. Another one that I really love for my business is Evernote, so definitely check that one out as well. It's one that really allows for you to kind of do multiple things within one platform. You can have to-do lists in there, you can write out content. I like to use it for blogging a lot because you can write out content, you can save pictures in there, you can do voice notes in there, to-do lists like I said. I do like to stay digital with my business mostly just because it's a lot easier for me to keep up with everything that way. So my biggest tip as far as business and finding the tools that work for your biz is, again, just test out different things. I think one of the biggest things when you're running your own business, it can be really, really easy to be hard on yourself, and it can also be really easy to be very lax with what you have to do. Whether you're a blogger, you're a YouTuber, if you have a small business that you run, e-commerce, if you have a brick and mortar place, it can be very easy to get overwhelmed with all the things that you have to do already just in the regular part of your life. But then when you take on some business stuff as well, it can be ridiculous. So I think it's just the biggest thing is trying to figure out what works best for you in your situation. And I know for me in 2018, I'm trying to beef up my content. I'm trying to beef up everything that I'm doing and take it even more seriously. So I definitely want to make sure that all of my business stuff is on point because I want to be able to do this business well. The one thing about organizing and goal setting is it's really easy to get behind, and especially if it's something you're setting for yourself and no one is holding you accountable, it can be really easy to just let stuff slip and just let it go. And so that's why the next video is one that you guys will want to tune into, because it's going to be all about techniques. We're going to be talking about how to do weekly planning, monthly planning, quarterly and yearly planning, like I'm going to be doing coming up here very soon. And then that way you guys will kind of get a little bit of a insight into exactly how these tools will then now turn into your routine that you're doing all year long. And it's not like you're just getting all this stuff at the beginning of the year and you're like, oh yeah, I'm so excited, you know, I'm getting so organized, but then when it comes down to it, you're not doing anything with the stuff. It just kind of sits and it doesn't get used. And that's the biggest thing about 2018, but just the new year in general. Everyone sets these resolutions and you get so excited and you get into it, but then when it's all said and done, you're just back to doing the same old, and it's true, and I don't want you to be like that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this first video that I'm back doing. Again, this is going to be a series, kind of like a goal setting 2018 organizational series. I will be back in 1 week from now to show you guys the next part, which is going to be the techniques. So I hope that I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have an amazing holiday and that you have an even better new year, because I promise you it's going to be great. So thanks so much for tuning in. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.